The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things they simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
Every conspiracy you pretty much ever heard of is all pretty much true. 9/11 was an inside job. No one's ever walked on the moon. The vaccines are poison. Can you cough in my face?
The Channel Zero guys are the perfect guys for the job. I mean, are they talented broadcasters? No. Do they have charisma? No. Are they particularly interesting? Not really. And they're complete fucking whack jobs.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Now listen to me, Elvin. I'm offering you a spot on the Kirk Minahan YouTube channel where you do your own show with these conspiracies. Elvin's going to be a star in this world.
You guys know what this represents? Well, raise the calm before the storm.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
The reason that there are conspiracy theories is that because there are conspiracies, and if you disagree with that fact, you're a fucking moron. Yeah, Building 7 is a mystery for sure. I don't know why Building 7 collapsed.
It's rare that I'm the most sane person on a podcast.
I would bomb the shit out of him.
We introduced for the first time ever anywhere that...
What difference at this point does it make?
This has been not a dream of mine, but almost a dream of mine.
Oh, the Channel Zero guys.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Put that fucking disclaimer up at the beginning. They don't speak for us.
Such a bummer when there's a podcast you really, really love and a guy's opinion that you actually really respect and appreciate the thoughtfulness comes to light that he took $100 million from Spotify and apparently sold his catalog rights along with that and is now being completely censored. We'll get into that here, but first we got Zach at Channel Zero, Zach and E at Channel Zero E. Of course, I'm talking about the Joe Rogan news that there's been countless episodes stripped away from existence, guys. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, the story, as most people I'm sure know, is he signed with Spotify, $100 million fucking Howard Stern type deal, basically. And he said, I'm the Rogan guy on the show. I think that's fair to say. I think we're all fans, but I'm Uncle Joe, I call him. You know, he's fucking diehard. And he said, nothing's changing. I'm not being censored. They're not telling me what to do, blah, blah, blah. Today, September 1st, was the first day of the switch over to Spotify. And actually, by January 1st, for a little quick backstory, everything on Apple Podcasts and YouTube will be taken down. So there's a grace period. So he's not putting new shit on there, but all his old shit will still be on the old platforms. January 1st, everything is only on Spotify. So that's how it's going to work. So it's this $100 million contract, the whole fucking thing, right? I'm going to pull up this thing real quick. So today he posts, it's a celebration for him and whatever. We're up on Spotify. Here's the post, blah, blah, blah. And then this comment sums up, explain, you said nothing would change. Is this a preview of what is to come? These are the lists of episodes that have that are going to be stripped away on Spotify, or maybe they already have, actually. Tommy Chong, what the fuck? But Alex Jones, Nick Kroll, Kurt Metzger, D'Elia, who's going through sexual assault charges.
Yep.
Hey, the text, he's not guilty. He hasn't gone to jail or something. You know, that's a slippery slope to do that. I'm not defending Chris D'Elia. I just think that that's a fucking slippery slope to start banning people based off accusations. So, yeah, that's a major concern for me, especially as a Joe Rogan fan. Like, dude, the whole reason people love you and why you're so popular is because you live on the fringes and you interview people on the left, on the right, fucking Alex Jones, fucking black, white, gay, straight, like everyone. That's why everybody loves your show. And it's completely uncensored. So
is there a response that you'll consider reasonable? Like he's gonna have to say something, right?
To be honest, the only response that's reasonable is put the fucking episodes back up. That's it. Like if he says like Spotify decided this, blah blah blah, that's not okay with me. And I would think most fans. I think it doesn't even, like, I'm not even an Alex Jones defender or anything like that, but that shit should be out there. We're talking about censorship in America. That's a problem. I just don't like that.
Yep.
Yeah. It's partly one of the reasons we started the RSS feed, because if I want to say something like, hey, the Pizzagate shooter is totally in the right to shoot the hard drive at Comet Ping Pong and not have to worry about getting taken down, then we can do our own RSS feed. So obviously we're small potatoes compared to Joe Rogan, but I have to imagine that his fans, including yourself, you're one of them, is not going to like it. Is there some blowback now? Is he going to start taking a hit? We already felt like going to Spotify was going to limit his audience a little bit. So
I don't know how much it'll limit the audience, to be honest. I'll still go looking for, I think a lot of people will still go looking for Rogan's podcast, but this to me, like the switch to Spotify, he'll lose some viewers. This will lose more viewers for sure, or listeners. This censorship thing.
Yeah, he's going to have to address it. He's a man of integrity to this point, so we'll see what he says. A woman that does not show much integrity is Nancy Pelosi, where if you're watching this or listening to it, this is a little bit older news, but I'm sure it's going to be the talk of the town for a little while, which is Pelosi gets into some hot water going to a San Francisco salon when clearly these businesses should be closed.
This was an interesting one too, because first of all, this one, it actually says Speaker Pelosi used shuttered San Fran hair salon, meaning like they were closed down. They were not open for business. And she goes in there and she's got, they actually said she had no mask on. This picture's like, she might have a little something on her face, but her nose is exposed. Whatever. She's in this place that's shut down because you're not supposed to do this in California. She's walking around getting her hair blown out while the place is closed down because of restrictions that her and her people and the government in California have put in place. This comment has the response from her team. It says, the speaker always wears a mask and complies with local COVID requirements. This business offered for the speaker to come in on Monday and told her they were allowed by the city to have one customer at a time in the business. The speaker complied with the rules as presented to her by this establishment. And Elvin, I think you said that you had heard that her team said she didn't know she did anything wrong.
Correct. Yeah, her team came out shortly thereafter, said she was not aware that she broke any rules. Hard for me to believe, considering she is in her own state and she is the establishment.
The hypocrisy is crazy. You remember that Chappelle joke when he's with his white friend and they get pulled over and the guy goes, I didn't know I couldn't do that. Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, okay, then get out of here. Like, that's basically what it is. It's like, except you're the one making the rules. And then them.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone down this rabbit hole of these shuttered businesses in general. What's happening in these, behind these closed walls and sealed windows? Could there be some child trafficking happening? I would probably say there's some shady business happening in these protected little areas.
There's always shady business, but I mean, any like local business owners, I'm not gonna just start accusing them like I would a celebrity. But there's always room for speculation, if you will.
Fair enough. Let's speculate about Trump's latest weird comments, and you may have heard it already. We're going to play it for you again, and then we are going to do what we do best, recklessly speculate to what he means.
And And this was with Laura Ingraham.
Yep.
And I think most people probably heard this clip already.
I don't even like to mention Biden because he's not controlling anything.
Who do you think is pulling Biden's strings? Is it former Obama?
People that you've never heard of. People that are in the dark shadows. People that.
What does that mean? That sounds like conspiracy theory. Dark shadows.
No,
What is that?
people that you haven't heard of. They're people that are on the streets. They're people that are controlling the streets. We had somebody get on a plane from a certain city this weekend. And in the plane, it was almost completely loaded with thugs wearing these dark uniforms, black uniforms with gear and this and that. They're on a plane.
Where's
I'll tell you sometime, but it's under investigation right now. But they came from a certain city, and this person was coming to the Republican National Convention. And there were like 7 people on the plane like this person, and then a lot of people were on the plane to do big damage. They were coming
Planning for Washington.
Yeah, this is all happening.
But the money is coming from somewhere.
Money is coming
How can it be
from
tracked?
some very stupid rich people that have no idea that if their thing ever succeeded, which it won't, they will be thrown to the wolves like you've never seen before.
How much does that jack you up, E?
I mean, it's right on par. I definitely think he's hinting at Soros there.
Of course.
For sure. And he's saying what I always say. There's a lot of people behind in the shadows that we don't even know who they are, that are the very rich and elite that control everything. I think that's who he's talking about. But I mean, let's also talk about the fact that Laura Ingraham, when she asked him about that, at the beginning, she was asking about Biden. She's like, who's pulling the strings? He didn't say anything to prompt that.
Yeah.
She just kind of was like, who's pulling the strings on Biden? Like,
True.
It's almost like,
yeah,
it's like, could it be a clone thing? I don't know.
Are we going back to the clone thing?
Dude, no more clone talk. I was saying before, I give her some credit. It's like defending him and defending the right and all that stuff, where she was like, that sounds like a conspiracy. What do you mean? Like, she's basically getting ahead of the news headline that's going to come out from.
That was smart.
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
he's talking about conspiracy theory. She got ahead of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, I don't know if you saw the other clip, we didn't have it, but where he was talking about the cops. He's like, they do the right thing 10,000 times. And then one time they choke under pressure and they shoot this person, they do the wrong thing. And he's like, like, it's almost like a golfer in a golf tournament. She goes, you're not comparing this to a golf tournament, are you? And he's like, no. I just, I'm just using an analogy. She, again, was getting ahead of what was going to be the narrative.
Yeah.
That's true. She did it a couple times where she was like, almost like the, the bumpers in bowling. She was like, I can't let you get a gutter ball. I got to get I got to get you back in the lane here. But she actually did that a couple times. I've never even watched her show before. I know who she is, but I was like, oh, this chick's a fucking professional for her team for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
I hear a lot about her being kind of notoriously cunty, similar to Ellen. Like the stuff that
you don't say.
Like a lot of the stuff we heard about Ellen D back in the day kind of comes up on her show as well. So interesting. What is also interesting is that Ghislaine Maxwell the story kind of went away, and not for you, but for the general public, it was big news. It was trending for a couple of days, and then things got delayed and delayed and delayed. We have some new news here today
from our boy,
either friend
or girl. I guess I'm not sure.
But yeah, update. After Judge Preska denied the request to move to Gen Pop, which we talked about last week, and identify 3 witnesses a couple of days ago, a new sealed document has just been filed on the public docket. No idea what's been sealed, but there's something in there. So this was just last week. So it seems like, I know everybody's thinking that like nothing's going to come of this, but this judge is relentless. She's not going to let it go. And it seems like they're just stacking evidence, and there's just going to be this windfall at some point. That's the way it looks to me.
Yeah, I was trying to connect some dots on this, and maybe this is dumb, but I'll throw it past you guys. This happened on August 27th, right around the same time where that Georgia sex ring went down, the Ohio sex ring went down. Is she already talking and maybe giving up some people or some hot spots that she's aware of? Like, is that within
Could
the realm
be.
of possibility?
Totally. I think that's totally possible. This is what we're seeing. This is the optics. There might be a whole lot of shit going on in the background. Because I feel like every time we get on a show now, there's new arrests and new trafficking rings going down. It's fantastic.
I think it's possible, but I also don't think, hey, let's Ghislaine Maxwell, Ghislaine, I don't know how to say her
Whatever
fucking
it is.
name. She's not running every single human trafficking ring in the world. So she's not responsible necessarily for Ohio and Georgia and all these places.
Sure.
Because that I referenced that documentary to you guys, Operation Tucson.
Yes.
And it was like, you know, this shit's happening all the time everywhere. It's not like all run by her or this crew or whatever. There's all these sickos all over the fucking place doing all this crazy stuff.
But
so
she might have intel on them at the same time.
maybe or maybe not. You know, I don't, because they said in that documentary, they said that there's like 2 million children in the United States that are being trafficked at any time, or 2 underage kids or whatever. It's like, clearly she can't be managing that whole ring. Like there's just sickos fucking everywhere, basically. But it's possible. I still just feel like we always talk about this, but like maybe this is gonna pop off. Something's gonna happen. It's like, well, what the fuck, you know?
Melania was giving the signal
already.
Melania was giving the signal at the
The
RNC.
dark to light signal
And the Pepe.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Stop being so fucking discreet. Be overt. Just say it.
Yeah. I mean, you could say the overtness comes from cuffing these motherfuckers. It's happening. It is happening.
True. No, that's totally true.
Mm-hmm.
But we have another one. So I guess I would say I agree with you on the fact that she's not overseeing every single child trafficking event happening in the country. But if she's the NBA, right, and these other people, I guess I'm likening it to sports. She's the NBA, and these other people are like the smaller prospect kind of pockets of the country. She may be picking up, picking up some prospects from Georgia, from wherever. What about Peter Nygaard? If she's the NBA, this guy's right there with her. He's the MLB or it seems like there's more of these situations out there.
Yeah, and you don't have to play the whole clip. Play like part of the beginning and part of the end too, because this shocked me. I didn't know much about Peter Nygaard. I guess he's a fashion mogul from Canada. Very rich. He's got his own island.
It's an oxymoron.
What's
fashion in Canada? Come on.
A lot of denim. I've never even heard of this guy before. But let me play this.
It's the explosive lawsuit that's prompted comparisons to Jeffrey Epstein and the island where he is alleged to have molested young girls. But this case involves a well-known fashion executive. Lisa Guerrero traveled to his Caribbean compound where a number of women...
Really quick. Why the fuck does she have to be on site? I always wonder this with the news. On site to tell this story that we just told. Like, why do you have to be on site?
Well,
you flew to the Caribbean to put on a bikini to do the fucking same news story they're doing in the office? Like, what?
Pretty much.
Claim they were victims of what they call a sex trafficking ring.
Peter Nygaard is one of the biggest names in fashion. The billionaire rides in a private jet with his name emblazoned on the fuselage. His flagship store is in Times Square, and he always seems to be surrounded by beautiful young women. Perhaps that explains why the 78-year-old billionaire uses anti-aging treatments to stay incredibly fit for a man his age. Nygaard owns homes all over the
What was that?
Adrenochrome, but keep going.
world, including this huge estate in the Bahamas, where he's entertained Britain's Prince Andrew. Yes, that's the same British royal linked to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Like Epstein, Nygaard has a luxurious compound in the sun-kissed Caribbean. This is the
Not for nothing. His island's way better.
Yeah. Well, go towards the end because
private
there's
estate in the Bahamas.
go like with like yeah. I mean, she's talking to some guy there, but yeah, that's what I wanted to show.
Style residences. It looks kind of like an adult Disneyland. These attorneys say that since they filed the lawsuit, additional with Mayan architecture with a dozen cabana-style residences.
That's what I
Looks
wanted to
kind of
point
like
out. You guys know, like the Mayans are known for like child sacrifice, right? Just like Jeffrey Epstein had a temple on his island, this dude has a Mayan temple on his island. I just like, if you think about this, he's got to be just another Epstein or somebody who's very closely associated to him, because this is a very similar situation, it seems like.
So are they saying that he's also dealing with underage people or sexual assault, like in general?
Underage too.
Yeah.
Yep. And then if you want to pull up the next link I have there.
So I'm not saying one's better than the other, but like I feel like with like some of this stuff, I feel like all of these things are starting to fall under like pedophilia, and it's like is he a creep who hits on women, or is he like trafficking children? I feel like that's
right.
They're both deplorable, but it is like kind of two different things.
True. Well, they're saying it's along the lines of at least like slaves, sex slaves and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but,
that's fucked up.
So now this happened a couple of weeks ago. His sons are basically suing him because he hired his girlfriend to rape them both. His underage.
Wait, what? Sorry, explain that again.
Peter Nygaard paid his own girlfriend, who was a sex worker, to rape his own sons, and they were underage. So they're suing him now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Rape his own sons.
Right. What a piece of shit. Look at this guy too.
Yeah, he looks like a complete dink.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know about him, and like I don't think he's on the level Epstein was, but this dude's definitely evil. Like
it actually seems like he is on the level. He's a billionaire with a private island and jets. Pretty on par, I just feel like between Harvey Weinstein and this guy and Epstein, this is just like what uber powerful people do. Unfortunately, it just seems like this is what they do.
I can't accept that.
I know. I'm not saying it's okay. It just seems like this is what they all fucking do. Like it's crazy.
There seems to have been a playbook, and I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who created the playbook. I don't know if maybe this guy did, or Epstein, or Maxwell did, or if there's others we're not even considering.
Wait, did I talk about this before? Is Dan Bilzerian the new Jeffrey Epstein?
Who knows? I mean, the girls he's with usually look of age, but who knows?
But are they there? Is everything above board?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like I read an article,
them money and all these things, and he's really just taking advantage of them all.
I think he's kind of more of a fraud playboy, because I want to say I read an article recently that he's actually going bankrupt. Like he's broke.
I saw that. I saw that too. His weed company is like bleeding money. And the house that he lives in, this like $100 million mansion in Los Angeles, he rents it. And it's actually paid for partly by investors of his weed company because he has this Instagram following. And yeah. But I just feel like it's like they all do, like, this is what like super powerful men do.
And the whole Prince Andrew connection too, huh? Isn't that crazy?
That's
like that's like a smoking gun.
It really is.
Yeah, if Prince Andrew's there, there's pedophilia going on.
He's got a type, Yeah.
He's got a type, yeah, that's disturbing. So more to come. We'll keep our eyes and ears on that story and the Maxwell story as that plays out. Another story that's been going on, I feel like my entire fucking life at this point, is Seth Rich. A couple things broke here within the past week or so on Seth Rich. If you want to pull up this first one from Either Friend again, some breaking news.
Yeah, so I don't know what letters rogatory. I guess it says at the bottom when one country's court sends another country's court a request, but letters rogatory was just issued in the Seth Rich or his family Rich versus Fox case, meaning it is likely the court has moved forward with its previous order to get testimony from Assange in the Seth Rich case. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like that.
Yes.
This is what we've been saying the whole time. By the way, who the fuck is he the friend?
Dude, he's the man. He's
what the fuck?
He's just a friend.
Just a friend.
What a nice, convenient way to sneak.
Actually, can you look at who he's following? It's only 23 people. Let's do a quick scroll of who he follows.
I actually really like that. Let's do that.
Oh God, it's gonna be
Prince
President
Andrew, Peter Nygaard. Let's see.
Bill Binney. Okay.
Oh, Flynn.
Yeah.
let's see, DOD, CIO, government, a lot of government agencies. Let's see. I don't think anyone else I'm following. Bummers. No. Yeah, it's all like Pompeo, CIA, NSA,
Code Monkeys, and then Trump.
Was his first follow, of course.
If you don't follow Trump, I mean,
I do not follow Trump.
Why are you on Twitter?
I don't follow.
What?
Why?
I keep the follows to a pretty tight limit because there's so much noise out there. With Trump, like everything is retweeted from him, so he's like, you're just gonna get to my timeline. You know
Dude, Trump is followed by better than it used to be in Blind Mike's penis. I mean, you need to follow.
That's true. That's true. And Blind Mike's penis, he's contributed to the show. So
yes,
get on board.
All right, maybe after this. So let's talk about the emails as well from either friend. He was on a roll with this stuff. So there was some email communications that were made public recently. He did the hard work and highlighted some key areas. But do you want to sum this up, E?
Yeah, if the friend, Zach, can you zoom in on?
I like that.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, I get it now. Oh, I can't even friggin' see it. But I think
the highlighted areas.
Yeah, I can't read that from here.
I still believe
it's this second one, a federal investigator. This one right here.
Oh, let me see if I can just make this a little bit bigger. Sorry. The second page. You're saying?
No. Just
here?
anywhere. Second,
yep.
The second paragraph, the second highlighted part.
Yeah, let me. I'm just going to pull up the image itself. Hold on.
Oh, great.
There we go.
A federal investigator who reviewed an FBI forensic report generated within 96 hours after DNC staffer Seth Rich's murder and detailing the contents of Rich's computer said he made contact with WikiLeaks through Gavin McFadden, a now deceased American investigative reporter, documentary filmmaker, and director of WikiLeaks who was living in London at the time. So both of them were killed. And then this next part, I've seen and read the emails between Seth Rich and Rick. Oh, no, that's not it. Shit. There's the part. I want to talk about the part where they talk about the Clintons.
Okay.
Maybe it isn't on this page. Sorry.
No, we'll find it. It's cool.
I think it's the second highlighted part on this one.
Let's see.
How did you do that before?
Takes a little bit. There we go. Yeah, right here.
My investigation shows that someone within the D.C. government, Democratic National Committee, or Clinton team is blocking the murder investigation from going forward, Wheeler told Fox News. That is unfortunate. Seth Rich's murder is unsolved as a result of that.
Ooh.
It's really interesting that he said, my investigation shows someone within the D.C. government, Democratic National Convention, or Clinton team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like if you left out the Clinton team thing, it'd be a little bit, more ambiguous, but like,
he's pointing the finger.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he just narrowed it down with each one. DC government, actually the Democrats, actually Clinton.
So if you guys don't know about Rod Wheeler, he was like the investigator that was like doing this like kind of independently, and supposedly Seth Rich's family told him to stop because there was nothing to look into, blah blah blah. And this guy like was taking it upon himself to investigate because he knew it was fishy. But
it says here too, I'm suggesting, Assange told the Dutch reporter, that our sources take risks and they become concerned to see things occurring like that. I remember Assange had kind of hinted that at this stuff. Like our sources take risks. They do these things. And I wish I had more like better quotes, but Assange almost kind of said that Seth Rich was the guy.
He said it wasn't Russia. He said straight up.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to show from that. The next one is probably my favorite, the Julian Assange update.
Yeah, while you bring that up, I wanted to ask you guys a question real quick. You mentioned that Seth Rich's family told him to stop. Do your families know that you're doing this podcast, and have they told you guys should stop?
So yes, my family knows. Some people in my family watch it.
Okay, but some have said you should stop.
What up, East fam?
No one's really told me to stop.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
My parents do not know because actually they would probably like it. They both vote for Trump, so I probably should tell them. But we already talk about enough bullshit at the family dinner table and all that I just don't even need to bring this up, you know. But a lot of my friends and all that stuff watch. It's just like literally my wife is sitting upstairs, probably listening to me say this right now. So
yeah,
it's really just my parents. I'm like, I don't even feel like going down that road.
Know what I found? My parents do know, and they're whatever about it. But I know what I found in social situations now. You've probably already been experiencing this for years. Now I'm the conspiracy guy.
Oh, yeah.
So like they're like, oh, what about this? What about this? And I'm like, can't we just like have a beer and talk about football or something?
Yeah. Not anymore.
Talk about fantasy football.
Anyway, I digress. So Julian Assange, we had an update again from either friend who I said he's been on a roll here.
Yes. So he's currently in his last hearing before his September 7th extradition trial takes place. It was delayed a bit this morning so he could confer with his lawyers. Basically, he ended up doing this like whole string here because he was like listening in on it, and like it got all like cut off. It was a weird thing. Like some of the people who were supposed to show up just didn't even show up to the call. But either way, either friend actually came out with a tweet today saying that Julian Assange extradition trial is still on for September 7th. So let's go. This is big.
And when is Maxwell's?
We'll have a recap on that next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is it Maxwell coming up too?
Yeah. When is that? Is it the 9th or something? I'm
feel
losing
like
track
all
of dates
coming
at this point. But yeah, September is going to be a big month.
We also have kind of the last piece we want to share with you. Then maybe we bullshit for a couple minutes. But Donald J. Trump Jr.
DJ TJ.
This is crazy. This one's actually pretty crazy. If you go on that Instagram one, we have breaking. Wiki sent Don Jr. a link that currently claims Seth Rich was their leaker. John Podesta had him murdered, and Podesta is a pedo! ! Pizza slice.
So, all right. So go to the next slide on here because there actually shows it.
Oh shit! I didn't realize he tweeted this out.
Yeah. So actually, go to the next one. It actually like zooms in on the link. So this is the conversation with him and WikiLeaks that strongly suggests that your dad tweets this link if he mentions us. And on the next page, it shows what that link is that he's trying to get Donald Trump to tweet. Can you scroll up a little bit? Or is that, you finally found me. I'm the source of the John Podesta DNC email hacks. I've been waiting long for you to join me. Thanks to WikiLeaks and Trump Jr., you'll all soon know why Hillary Clinton and John Podesta had me killed. As you can see, I'm no Russian agent. I was just a proud DNC staffer who believed the system until I found out Hillary Clinton and the DNC rigged the primaries against my candidate, Bernie Sanders. That's when I decided to take action and release these emails to WikiLeaks. John Podesta was determined to make an example of me and had me taken care of. Why do you think they didn't let the FBI examine the DNC servers? Yep, those servers would have led them straight to me. John couldn't let that happen. By the way, did you know that John Podesta is a pedophile? Just ask him about Pizzagate the next time you see him for me. Thanks. Thanks again to WikiLeaks for upping my reward to solve the murder. I wonder why you do that for me. Oh, you are trying to tell the world I was your source. Whoa, cat's out of the bag now.
Hold on, I'm sorry. So this is Seth Rich writing this?
Well, obviously he didn't write it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who wrote it?
WikiLeaks wrote it.
Okay.
But he sent this link over to Donald Jr. for Don to basically have his father tweet out to like basically start up the whole like not only Seth Rich but Pizzagate and everything. Obviously he didn't do it, but there was communication. Isn't that pretty wild?
You know what's really funny about this particular screenshot is this to me, it looks like it's somebody printed out the DM and then scanned it. Look at the way the bubble is.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
So this was printed and scanned instead of just a screenshot, which is strange as fuck. But hold on, I'm sorry. So WikiLeaks wrote this thing as if they were Seth Rich?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's just basically like letting people know what actually happened.
Okay.
And yeah, they wanted his father.
I do think it's crazy that I guess Donald Trump Jr. is way too high up to be whacked by the Clintons, because then it would be full on warfare.
Right.
But like the fact that he's tweeting this stuff out, it's pretty crazy.
It is. Yeah. So lots going on with this. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing some more Julian Assange before the election, which could help Trump's chances even more, which I mean, at this point, I think landslide. So,
yeah. So Assange stuff in September, I just looked at it. Maxwell's September 22nd.
Oh, we got a little bit on that.
We got a little bit, but still good way to bookend the month.
Yeah.
We also have 9/11 coming up, the 19th anniversary, and probably want to talk about that a little bit as we kind of get closer to that. If you have any insights on 9/11, or if you were involved or had a family member involved in that tragedy and want to share any information or even talk to us, I think we're down for that. We'd love to get perspective on it. Maybe do a little bit of a look back at 9/11, a little bit of a distraction as well from all the current news. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I'm totally down.
Okay.
I actually have a family member that was there.
Okay. So
but he survived.
Good.
All good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago.
It really does. And I'm open to being convinced on that one, because I'm still like not sure where I stand on that whole thing. There's a lot of suspect shit, but I don't know.
I think you're going to be on your own on that one, because E and I think share an opinion that is filled with fuckery. So we'll come armed to the teeth with some data and facts for you, Zach.
For sure.
Standard procedure.
Cool. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Whatever kind of choice you made there. Hopefully you do both. Either way, like the show on YouTube, subscribe to the Kirk Minahan Network, or if you're on the podcast, 5-star review. What am I missing? Subscribe, probably the most important part. Keep showing the love. We'll keep doing our thing. Aside from that, we'll see you guys maybe in a couple days. Peace.
Later.
Peace.
This is a guy who is a real Bernie Sanders supporter, open Bernie Sanders supporter who worked for the DNC. The DNC absolutely rigged the primary against Bernie Sanders. He was aware of this. He was there while this was all going down. So was Donna Brazile. Everyone was aware of it. The guy got fucking murdered after he leaked information to WikiLeaks. If you don't think that's a little weird, what are you looking at? What delusional rose-colored glasses are you looking at your party from? You think you're in some Julia Roberts movie from 1990? This is real shit. Some guy got killed. He was 24 years old. He was a young guy who was very optimistic and had this view of the world where the guy fucking wore American flag pants and shirt. There's a famous picture of him with a beer on. He's a patriot in a lot of ways. He wanted to be involved in the political process. He was very idealistic. He was probably shattered by finding out that the party that he was working for was corrupting the democratic process. And because I've said this before, I've been accused of helping Donald Trump win by really wacky people online, by pointing out all the flaws of Hillary Clinton. Look, man, you can't ignore that shit because you want one side to win. I've talked about all of his flaws too. There's a lot of flawed human beings that run for president, pretty much all of them. I mean, it's very rare you have someone who's not flawed.
Right.
We're extremely flawed. We're all flawed, but extremely flawed who wants to be the fucking king of the world. It's very rare. Listen, man, I'm not a fucking reputable person.
That's what I try to tell
my
people.
Political ideologies. I mean, I'm just not. I'm not that well read when it comes to politics. I have my opinions on things, but when it comes to things that are rock solid and clear, like that Seth Rich was murdered and people want to ignore it, I'm like, what the fuck do you think happened? There has to be some sort of a disconnect here. When a person is giving information to WikiLeaks that exposes corruption inside the very organization that's responsible for the fucking Democratic Party, and he gets murdered, and you're like, oh, the conspiracy theories. No, he got murdered. There's no conspiracy. It was a botched robbery. Says who? Says who? Where's his? How come his wallet was there? How come his watch was there? How come they didn't take his phone? What the fuck are you talking about that I'm a conspiracy theorist when I just tell you the facts?
So
and this WikiLeaks thing with Julian Assange is the craziest shit ever, when he said there's consequences to sharing information with us. And everybody's like, he works for Russia now. He works for Russia.
So
he
isn't
was
that
the darling of the left when Obama was in office.
So
Do you
isn't that
remember?
amazing? So Julian Assange, he's just a great news guy who's tough as nails.
Who dances creepy and might have fucked some girl while she was asleep. Whatever. He can't leave. He's stuck in the Ecuador embassy
By the
forever.
way, that case was so fucked.
So fucked.
So fucked. He's been so fucked, and it's because the CIA wants him so bad, and they control everybody. And now they're they have influence over Ecuador, and they're trying to fuck. They're trying to get a Halliburton guy to be their new. Anyway,
they might just blow up that place. The gas leak.
No doubt, right? I wouldn't be surprised if shit like that happened.
If more stuff comes out, like the Seth Rich stuff, the amount of people, and this is where I leak any conspiracy theories. The amount of people connected to the Hillary Clinton organization, to the Clinton Foundation, to Bill Clinton, the amount of people that have been iced is stunning.
But then
some of them are bullshit and coincidental, and you know people, and they're in a weird job, and people get killed. There's a lot of people that have been killed. A lot.